What is up, guys? Dzeeff here. Today we are opening up one display box of Ghosts from the Past 2, the second haunting. So I did buy 3 display boxes from my locals yesterday, but I live streamed last night on my Twitch. I opened 2 of them, so make sure to check that out if you have not already. That is at twitch.tv/Dzeeff. But in today's video, we are opening up the final box. The goal of today's video is to compare Ghosts from the Past 1, which was kind of a disaster on all accounts, to Ghosts from the Past 2, where Konami has tried to improve upon many of the mistakes made with Ghosts from the Past 1. Just in case you need a quick refresher for what went wrong with Ghosts from the Past 1 last year, I think that there were basically 3 major problems. First off, the set was very overhyped extremely early on, which caused it to be sold for almost double MSRP before we knew like 90% of the cards in the set. The second big problem was that there weren't really that many good reprints in Ghosts from the Past 1. You had evenly matched at the high end, but by that point it had already gotten many reprints, and there were plenty of other cards that people would have wanted in that set that simply didn't make it. I think that there were a few good reprints that people didn't really realize were good reprints because they weren't for meta-relevant decks. For example, Cosmos got a bunch of reprints in Ghosts from the Past 1, and they really needed those because they were way too expensive for what they were, and also a card like Ojama Country got reprinted, which had never been reprinted in all of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. But those cards weren't really meta-relevant, so people weren't that excited to pull them. Finally, the third big complaint about Ghosts from the Past 1 was that the ghost rares weren't that easy to pull. You would pull, I believe, on average 1 ghost rare per case. That's 1 ghost rare per 10 display boxes, which is obviously not the greatest ratio considering the set literally has ghost in the name. Anyway, that's a quick crash course of what went wrong with Ghosts from the Past 1. Let's open Ghosts from the Past 2 and talk about where Konami has made some improvements. So first off, when it comes to the ghost rares in this set, it's called Ghosts from the Past. I think Konami did a really good job this time around because they've doubled the pull rate for ghost rares in Ghosts from the Past 2 compared to Ghosts from the Past 1. Now, there probably are people out there that wish that this was more like the Haunted Mine Gold series from way back in the day. I'm really struggling with this pack, by the way, where there's a ghost rare like every single pack, but I don't think that this set is really designed for that type of thing. The ghost rares are supposed to be cool, but also hard to pull, but not so hard where it feels like you can't pull them ever. And I think by doubling not only the amount of different ghost rares in the set, but also the pull rate of any ghost rare in the set, I think a lot of people are going to be really happy with that. Helki Fireback's nice reprint there. And then also when it comes to this set, I know that one complaint with the previous one was that Ghosts in the Past 1 did not really have that many meta-relevant reprints. I think that this set does a much better job at that. We have some really big reprints here, not only in rarity buffs like cards like this, but also just in like cards like Aluber, for example, obviously, and Helki Firebacks, for example, obviously. These are cards that were pretty expensive, but because of this set are a lot more accessible to many players. And that's great, especially for Aluber, because that structure deck, the Albaz structure deck, is so good with the Despia cards, and Aluber was so expensive. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I don't know. I know people pronounce it differently, but Aluber was so expensive that a lot of players couldn't afford it, but now it's going to be a lot more affordable. I think that is pretty cool, by the way. There we go. First copy of Aluber. Is it Aluber? Is it Aluber? Who really knows? Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about it. But yeah, I mean, this card is a great reprint. I mean, there's so many people out there that bought the branded structure deck, the Albaz structure deck, and now they have a way to play probably the best engine to pair with it, but at a much cheaper price. And there's just so many good reprints in this set. I mean, there's too many to mention. The Tenyi stuff is really cool. You have like rare fish, but also there's a bunch of really good rarity upgrades, like this alien card, for example, which I know isn't super popular, but there's a lot of cards that have gotten their first holo printing in this set, and that's really great to see. In terms of the MSRP versus what the set is being sold for, personally, I did not have, this is a really nice rarity upgrade, by the way, another Helki Firebacks, Despot 01. Are you guys going to play a holo version of this if you're playing Helk, or are you going to stick to the common? I know sometimes with garnets and stuff, people don't want to play the holographic versions. I'll probably stick to my common. But yeah, I think that the set is just really good overall with those rarity upgrades. But in terms of the MSRP and what this set is being sold for, my locals was selling this for MSRP, like no problem. I'm sure some locals are like charging more. This is a crazy good reprint as well. Rare fish, good reprint there too. My locals though was selling it just for exactly what it's supposed to be sold for, which is great compared to last year where pretty much everyone was charging double MSRP for Ghosts from the Past 1. And this time around, I mean, you have more packs per box, you have more cards per box, so the value of each box is actually like really good considering last year you were paying paying like sometimes $25, $30 for only 3 packs. This time around, you're paying about $20 for 4 packs. I think that aspect of Ghosts in the Past 2 is really good. So far, we're like 3 for 3 on improvements compared to Ghosts in the Past 1. And these are my honest opinions, by the way. Obviously, like I bought all these ones with my own money from my locals. I really do believe this set is very good. So what couldn't this set fix, though? We want to talk about that too. So one thing that people are still going to complain about is that they've put the agent cards that in the OCG were in a structure deck. They have put those in this set, and a lot of people are not happy about that. In my opinion, it doesn't matter too much. I don't think the cards will be that expensive. Agents are definitely cool, but they're not like overpowered by any means. I do wish it would have been a structure deck. That would have been pretty nice, but I think in here they're fine. You know, it is what it is. And that way all of them get holographic prints, which is pretty cool too. But I definitely can see where people are coming from with that, because it would have been nice to have another agent structure deck. We are obviously pulling a lot of those cards in this opening today. Master Flare Hyperion is fantastic, but I think that's probably like the biggest complaint that I personally have seen. Not everyone agrees with like every Ghost Rare choice, but I don't think that they're ever going to pick like all Ghost Rares that everyone agrees with, because no one agrees on anything in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. But I think that the ones that they've gone with were pretty good. Aluber again, by the way, great pull there. Maybe I should build Despia now. I have all the other cards, I just didn't care enough to buy those. Still playing some other decks this format, but I think that this is like a really good sequel to Ghosts from the Past 1. I think Konami has actually taken to heart pretty much every major complaint with Ghosts from the Past 1, and they have fixed those with Ghosts from the Past 2, which is really exciting. Only a couple more packs here, by the way. Let's see what we can get. We have Samsara Dragon, DD Swirl Slime, Crystron Helki Firebacks again, Pendulum Area, and Dotscaper. First hollow print of Dotscaper, by the way. That is pretty incredible. Okay, next up we have Wandering King Wildwind. Sorry, I haven't been reading the cards. I was just kind of talking in the background. But I hope you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from here. I really do think that this Ghost from the Past 2 is so much better than Ghost from the Past 1. By the way, we pulled a playset of Aluber in this one display box, which is less than like half of the price of one secret rare Aluber like a month ago. So I would say our opening went pretty darn good today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video though. I'll see you later. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about Ghosts in the Past 2. Goodbye.